So we have 4 different grips. I have a hammer grip, blade out. I have a hammer grip, like I would hold a hammer, blade in. If I only have a single-edged blade. If I have double edged, then it doesn't matter. I have an ice pick grip, like I hold an ice pick, blade out, and I have an ice pick grip with the blade in. Those are my 4 different grips with a knife. I can hold it low, I can hold it high, I can hold it in the center of the grip, doesn't really matter. I'm going to have a blade in, ice pick grip. John is going to have a blade out, hammer grip. So it's a mismatched grip. He's going to stab at my head or at my eyes. The eyes are like a really, really good target. So if I take the guy's eyes out, he can't see me when I run away. As he stabs in at me, I want to face his blade. Stabs in, I want to face the blade. I never want to have my back to the blade and start sticking stuff out. I never want to have, this is the way it is with all weapons, I never want to be in a position where he has a weapon and I try to defend against it with my hand. Especially a knife, but a stick, a staff, a sword. Once I stick a hand out there, there's a good chance I'm going to lose my hand. It'll come off. I want to meet weapon to weapon and not weapon to meat. I know there are a lot of people that do that, but oh my gosh, I do a lot of knife fighting, and it's a good way to really be injured badly. So, he stabs in, I'm going to stab into his arm. And I don't really use this grip very often. It's not an attacking grip, it's not an offensive grip, it's a defensive grip. You see on television a lot where the guys have the blade out, and they get in, they start doing this with each other. But what you notice is that from here, I can't reach him. I can only go so far, because my wrist only bends that direction. Or I can be here and I can write my name in his chest in cursive and mark him up. So I can reach him from here. I cannot reach him from here, which means I've got to get closer. Whenever I start to move closer, he can slice me with his knife sooner. So I want to be as even as I can, or have an advantage if I can. So I'm not going to normally hold my knife like this. But let's say, for instance, I just don't know how to hold the knife, there's nothing to do, I'm stuck. Anything that he sticks out at me, I am just going to stab. If he kicks at me, I'm just going to stab his leg. If he reaches for me, I'm just going to stab his arms. So this is a very defensive grip. It's great for beginners because you can learn it quickly. All I'm doing is this, kind of like the old psycho routine. But if, by chance, just for flow and to teach the drill, one of the techniques when I use this grip when I'm knife fighting, when we're sparring, is you'll see guys really digging that knife into the arm. And that happens a lot. So my idea is drive my knife into his arm. Now, so I don't hurt him, I'm going to go over the top of his arm and kind of just pinch it like this. Over the top, there's my cut, and I roll under and I pinch his arm. My blade is facing me. Nobody does it. It takes months to learn to get the blade to face you. Everybody has the blade facing out, but that's what we're after. One more time. I'm here, facing the blade. My blade meets his, my weapon hand meets his weapon hand. I'm going to drop this toward him. If I bring it toward me, he'll cut me. And I'm going to bring his arm to my opposite side. One more time. And what I'll do is I'll work this like 10 times. 1, 2, 3. And as I do this, I'm pinching his arm. You can't see this well. Switch places here. You can't see this well, but my weapon is facing me here. It's not straight. If it's straight, he can take his arm up, or he can take his arm backward. This way, straight back. If my weapon is facing him more, and he pulls it back, he doesn't get cut. It slides right out. If I'm facing me here, and he pulls his arm back, it's going to fillet him down to the bone. He can't come toward me because my arm is in the way. He can't go that direction because my knife is in the way. The only way that he can get out of this and not just be amazingly injured is to come in and up at the same time. I know that's where he's going because he has no other way to go. So he stabs in. Here he comes up. I'm ready for it, so I grab onto his knife, or to the hand with the knife in it. And I'm just going to do a basic wrist lock. This is going to loosen up his fingers. I'll put the flat of my blade on the flat of his blade. That's what I'm after. So my knife is coming from a low position. He comes up. I'm going to get a quick cut in here just to get it right. My blade is facing me. So I'm cutting his arm as I come up, just like a middle block. Flat to flat. I take the blade out. Again, the blade is on my side, so I turn my wrist a little bit, get my cut across his neck, and then either drive into his neck, or I prefer to go behind the neck for this throw. There I'm kind of getting the spine. Again, slowly. One more time slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 techniques. One of my favorite techniques, knife to knife. We've got dozens more. I've got a bunch of techniques from hammer grip to hammer grip, knife, ice pick to ice pick, back and forth, changing from hand to hand. But this is one of the first ones that we do.